Imagine improving your balance, easing joint pain, protecting your heart, and even lowering your risk of falls. All without walking a single step. Surgeon says that for people over 60, this one simple stretch can be more powerful than walking itself, and most seniors are completely ignoring it. If you're over 60, chances are you've been told the same advice over and over again. Walk more. Take daily walks. Walking is the best exercise. And yes, walking is good. It helps circulation, mood, and general fitness. But here's the truth most doctors don't clearly explain. As we age, walking alone is no longer enough to protect the body parts that matter most for independence, longevity, and quality of life. A senior surgeon once said something that surprised many of his patients. He said, "If I had to choose one movement for my patients over 60, it wouldn't be walking. It would be this stretch, not a workout, not yoga, not a gym exercise. A simple stretch that takes less than 2 minutes can be done at home and targets one of the most neglected systems in the aging body." To understand why this stretch is so powerful, we need to talk about what really happens to the body after 60. It's not just about losing muscle. It's not just slower metabolism. One of the biggest hidden problems is stiffness. The body slowly becomes less flexible, not just in muscles, but in connective tissues, joints, and even the nervous system. When this stiffness builds up, it affects everything. Your walking becomes shorter and slower. Your balance becomes unstable. Your posture collapses forward. Your breathing becomes shallow. And your risk of falling quietly rises year after year. Walking does not fix this problem. In fact, for many seniors, walking with stiff hips, tight calves, and locked ankles actually reinforces poor movement patterns. You keep moving, but your range of motion keeps shrinking. That's where this stretch comes in. This stretch targets the posterior chain. That is a medical term surgeons and physical therapists use to describe the line of muscles and connective tissue that runs from the bottom of your feet up through your calves, hamstrings, hips, spine, and all the way to your neck. As we age, this chain becomes tight like an old rubber band. When it loses elasticity, the body compensates in dangerous ways. Surgeons see this every day. Older patients come in with knee pain, hip pain, back pain, and balance issues. Scans often show nothing dramatic. No major injury, no severe arthritis, just stiffness and loss of mobility. And almost always, the posterior chain is tight. Here's why that matters so much. This chain controls how you stand, how you walk, how you get out of a chair, and how you catch yourself if you trip. When it's stiff, your reaction time slows. Your steps get shorter. Your center of gravity shifts forward. That's one of the main reasons falls increase after 60, even in people who walk every day. Now let's talk about the stretch itself. It's simple, gentle, and safe for most seniors. No floor work, no extreme bending, no pain. The goal is not to push. The goal is to lengthen and wake up the tissues that walking barely touches. You can do this stretch standing or sitting. If standing feels unstable, a chair works perfectly. You sit near the edge of the chair, feet flat on the floor. Slowly extend one leg forward so the heel stays on the ground and the toes point upward. Keep your back straight, not rounded. Then gently hinge forward from the hips, just a little, until you feel a mild stretch along the back of your leg. Not sharp pain, just a gentle pull. Here's the key part most people miss. You breathe slowly while holding this stretch. Deep, calm breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You hold it for about 30 to 45 seconds, then switch legs. Surgeons emphasize the breathing because it signals the nervous system to relax. When the nervous system relaxes, muscles release more effectively. This is not just stretching muscles. It's retraining your body to move safely again. Research in physical therapy and geriatric medicine shows that improving hamstring and calf flexibility directly improves balance and gait speed in older adults. In simple terms, seniors who improve flexibility often walk faster, stand taller, and feel more stable even if they don't increase walking time at all. Another reason this stretch can be more powerful than walking is how it affects blood flow. Tight muscles compress blood vessels. When you gently stretch them, circulation improves. Better circulation means warmer feet, less cramping at night, and reduced stiffness in the morning. Many seniors notice that after a few weeks of doing this stretch daily, getting out of bed feels easier. There's also a surprising effect on the lower back. Many older adults think back pain comes from the spine itself. But surgeons often explain that tight hamstrings pull on the pelvis, which increases strain on the lower back. By gently lengthening the back of the legs, pressure on the spine decreases. Some patients report less back pain without any medication. And here's something even more interesting. This stretch helps posture. As the posterior chain loosens, the body naturally stands more upright. That means the chest opens, breathing improves, and even digestion can feel better. Walking while hunched forward doesn't give these benefits. In fact, it can make posture worse over time. Now you might be thinking, how can something so simple be more powerful than walking? The answer is not that walking is bad. It's that this stretch fixes a root problem that walking ignores. Walking is movement. This stretch is restoration. Surgeons who work with older adults often recommend doing this stretch daily, especially in the morning or before walking. Think of it as preparing your body. When you stretch first, walking becomes safer and more effective. Without it, walking may slowly wear down stiff joints. There's also a mental benefit. This stretch encourages awareness. You slow down. You breathe. You reconnect with your body. Stress levels drop. Cortisol levels lower. That matters because chronic stress increases muscle tension and inflammation, which accelerates aging. One surgeon described it this way. Walking is like driving a car. Stretching is like maintaining the engine. You can drive every day, but without maintenance, problems build up quietly. Most surgeons and physical therapists agree on one simple guideline for this stretch. Do it every day, not aggressively, not for long periods, just consistently. Once in the morning is ideal because it helps reset stiffness that builds up overnight. Many seniors also like to do it again in the evening, especially if they feel tight after sitting or walking during the day. Now let's talk about common mistakes, because this is where many people turn a helpful stretch into an uncomfortable experience. The first mistake is pushing too hard. Stretching should never hurt, especially after 60. Pain causes muscles to tighten, not relax. You feel sharp pain, numbness, or tingling, you've gone too far. The stretch should feel like a gentle pull, nothing more. The second mistake is rounding the back. When you slump forward, the stretch shifts away from the muscles we want to target and puts stress on the spine. Surgeons emphasize keeping the spine long and neutral. Imagine your chest staying open and your hips doing the movement, not your shoulders. The third mistake is holding the breath. This is critical. Holding your breath tells the nervous system that something is wrong. Slow breathing tells your body it's safe to release tension. Many older patients are surprised how much deeper the stretch feels when they simply breathe calmly. Now let us compare what happens in the body after a few weeks of doing this stretch versus only walking. Seniors who stretch consistently often report better balance. This isn't magic. It's mechanics. When the back of the legs becomes more flexible, the ankles move better. When ankles move better, balance improves. Many falls start at the ankles, not the hips. There's also an improvement in stride length. Physical therapy studies show that limited hamstring flexibility shortens steps. Shorter steps increase shuffling, which raises fall risk. After improving flexibility, steps naturally lengthen, and walking becomes smoother and more confident. Another powerful benefit is joint protection. When muscles are stiff, joints absorb more shock. That means more wear on knees, hips, and the lower back. By restoring flexibility, muscles absorb more force, sparing the joints. Surgeons often see less joint pain in patients who stretch regularly, even when arthritis is present. This stretch also supports circulation back to the heart. The calf muscles act like a pump for blood flow from the legs. When they're tight, that pump is weaker. Gentle stretching improves that pumping action, which can reduce swelling in the ankles and lower legs. Some seniors notice their shoes feel looser after a few weeks. Now let's talk about something rarely mentioned but extremely important. This stretch helps with confidence. Fear of falling is a major issue after 60. When people feel stiff and unstable, they move less. Moving less leads to more stiffness. It's a vicious cycle. This simple stretch can break that cycle. As the body feels looser and more stable, confidence returns. People move more freely. not because they're forcing themselves, but because movement feels safer again. Surgeons also mention the connection between flexibility and nerve health. Tight muscles can irritate nearby nerves, especially in the lower back and legs. Gentle stretching improves the space around nerves, which may reduce sensations like tingling, burning, or heaviness in the legs. While this is not a cure for nerve conditions, it often provides noticeable relief. Another reason this stretch stands out is accessibility. Walking requires good weather, safe sidewalks, and energy. This stretch requires none of that. You can do it at home, while watching television, or even during a break in the day. That consistency matters more than intensity. Some older adults worry about osteoporosis or fragile bones. Surgeons generally consider this stretch safe because it's controlled and weight-supported. Sitting versions reduce risk even further. Of course, anyone with severe pain or recent surgery should follow medical advice. But for most seniors, this is one of the safest movements available. There's also an emotional component. Aging often comes with frustration. The body doesn't respond the way it used to. This stretch gives quick feedback. Many people feel a difference immediately, even if it's subtle. That sense of improvement can be motivating and empowering. Now, how long does it take to feel results? Many seniors report changes within 10 to 14 days. Morning stiffness decreases. Walking feels lighter. Standing up from a chair feels smoother. Balance feels steadier. These are small changes, but they add up. Surgeons often remind patients that aging is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. You don't need to stretch for an hour. You don't need complicated routines. You just need the right movement, done consistently. When surgeons talk about combining this stretch with walking, they usually suggest a simple shift in routine. Instead of walking first and stretching later, you stretch first, then walk. This small change can dramatically improve how your body responds. When the posterior chain is loosened before walking, your steps become longer. Your posture stays taller, and your joints experience less stress. Walking stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like natural movement again. The timing matters more than most people realize. The most powerful time to do this stretch is in the morning, within the first 30 minutes after waking up. During sleep, muscles and connective tissues naturally tighten because you're not moving for hours. That stiffness is one of the main reasons seniors feel unsteady or sore first thing in the day. By gently stretching before starting your daily activities, you reset your movement patterns for the entire day. Some surgeons even say this stretch acts like a reset button for the aging body. It reminds your nervous system how full, safe movement feels. That's something walking alone doesn't always do, especially if you've been moving with stiffness for years. There's another important detail many people overlook. Consistency beats intensity every single time. A gentle stretch done daily for 2 minutes is far more effective than a hard stretch done once or twice a week. Aging tissues respond best to kindness, not force. This is why surgeons favor simple, repeatable movements over aggressive exercise for older adults. You may also notice changes beyond movement. Better sleep is one of them. When muscles release tension during the day, the body relaxes more deeply at night. Some seniors report fewer nighttime leg cramps and less restlessness. Others say they wake up feeling less stiff than before. Digestion can even improve. When posture straightens and the body moves more freely, internal organs have more space to function. Breathing becomes deeper. Oxygen delivery improves. These are subtle but meaningful changes that support overall health. It's important to remember that walking still has value. It supports heart health, mood, and endurance. But walking without flexibility is like building a house on a shaky foundation. This stretch strengthens that foundation. When flexibility improves, everything else works better. Surgeons often share stories of patients in their 70s and 80s who thought stiffness was just aging. After a few weeks of daily stretching, they realize aging doesn't have to mean tight, painful, or unstable. The body can adapt at any age when given the right signals. One last reminder surgeons always give is to listen to your body. Progress should feel calm, not forced. Some days the stretch will feel deeper, some days lighter. It's normal. What matters is showing up daily and allowing your body to respond in its own time. This is why that one simple stretch can be more powerful than walking for people over 60. It restores what aging quietly takes away. It protects balance, posture, joints, and confidence. And it does so gently, safely, and effectively. Before we close, let's bring everything together in a way that truly sticks with you. If you're over 60, the goal isn't to push your body harder. It's to help your body move the way it was designed to move.
That way, walking is helpful, but flexibility is foundational.
Without it, strength fades, balance weakens, and simple daily movements become risky. This is why surgeons increasingly emphasize restoration over exertion for aging bodies. That one simple stretch you learned today, ISNT, about touching your toes or forcing your body into uncomfortable positions. It's about gently lengthening the tissues that quietly control your balance, posture, and confidence. By releasing the back of the legs and reconnecting with calm breathing, you're sending a powerful signal to your nervous system that movement is safe again. When done daily, this stretch can reduce stiffness, protect your joints, improve circulation, and make walking feel easier and safer. Over time, it helps you stand taller, move smoother, and feel more in control of your body. These are not small benefits. They're the difference between simply getting older and aging with independence. The most important part is consistency. 2 minutes a day can change how your entire body feels. No gym, no equipment, no pain, just gentle movement and steady breathing. If you walk, stretch first. If you feel stiff in the evening, stretch again. Let this become a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth. And remember, aging does not mean giving up on comfort or confidence. The body is incredibly adaptable, even after 60. Sometimes, all it needs is the right signal. If you found this helpful, take a moment to think about someone you care about who is over 60. This simple stretch can make a real difference in their life. And if you want more science-backed practical health advice designed specifically for seniors, stay connected. Your body still has a lot of life left in it.